Hello everyone and welcome to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series review, where I don't have much good things to say about this series. I made a list of some talking points that I want to talk about, which I will be talking about as the video progresses. So yeah, let's talk off first with Obi-Wan Kenobi's character's assassination. Like, his poor character got dragged through the mud and tossed off a window. He was defenestrated. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a scared and tired old man who has disconnected himself from the Force and caused the death of a Jedi who was trying to save himself and connect with him. It's like, oh, Master Kenobi, we need to keep fighting. No, Obi-Wan Kenobi is too scared and doesn't do anything besides spying on Luke. In the old Legends continuity and the whole part of, those comics of Obi-Wan, what he was doing during those years, he was training himself with Qui-Gon's spirit to become a Force ghost. He was fighting Tusken Raiders without his lightsaber. Like, he literally had tried to use it as less as possible, just to not attract any attention. And he was fighting Tuskens by himself. And he kept using the Force, he kept connecting with the spirits and all that. And it's like, what is this show doing to him? He is this working in a workshop, and I don't know what kind of animal that was, but they had it like out in the open for like 2-3 days, and meat without refrigeration left for that long, it doesn't do well. But what do I know? It's an alien animal, probably lasts longer. But him as a character, he just got thrown completely out of the mob. Bail Organa calls him for aid, and he's like, nope, let Leia get kidnapped. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? And then he leaves Luke by himself, just, yeah, goodbye Luke, I'm off to save your sister. And he just, I don't know what he's doing. Then we have Reva, the worst character of the show. Literally, she is the single worst character in the Kenobi Show. She is not threatening, she is idiotic, evil as hell, and her plan doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna suck up to Vader. I'm gonna make sure he makes me the Grand Inquisitor so I can backstab him and I could kill him. Or, you could try to find him and just be done with it, or just not do that at all, since it's the nature of Sith to betray each other. So it's perfectly understandable that she wants revenge for what Vader did when she was a youngling. But here's the thing. She is a complete Mary Sue of a villain. She knows everything, knows how to do anything, and she can't even die. She got stabbed through by a lightsaber on, like, this area right here. Like, this area. And she just walked it off. 'Tis just a flesh wound. The Grand Inquisitor also got stabbed in the chest, and surprise, surprise, I'm alive, because we know that he dies on Rebels, which is like 5 years before the start of A New Hope, give or take. And it's like, what is going on? That doesn't mean anything. The Stormtroopers were getting hacked by the lightsaber, and it was like a baton. It just didn't. It's like the video game of Jedi Fallen Order. You just hit only the mark forms up, and you can't even dismember anyone, because we can't have dismemberment. But 5 minutes later, on episode 3, I think it was, a Stormtrooper just fell on top of a laser gate and he just blah. Just, by the way, nice brutality. I did like that. But Reva, as a whole, she is annoying as a character. Tell me where Kenobi is, or I will kill this man. Even the Inquisitors from Rebels were more threatening. It's completely obnoxious. It's Reva should have died on the episode 5 when she got stabbed by Vader. That should have been the end for her. Her hunting Luke down on episode 6 and then having a sudden change of heart that I don't want to kill this little kid because it reminds me of myself. When 3 episodes ago she was gonna torture a little girl, a 10-year-old girl as well. They literally put her on a torture device and we're gonna kill her. She has a freaking 10-year-old in amber stored on her fortress who's dead and a bunch of other corpses, and she suddenly has this change from. Besides, it doesn't make sense that she's hunting Luke because the message didn't say to Kenobi that, like, oh, he's the chosen one or he's the son of Anakin or whatever. It just said, boy, Tatooine, Kenobi. That's it. How did she know it was Lars? I probably missed something, but I don't know. It just doesn't make sense at all. Vader is a complete moron. He just doesn't have intelligence whatsoever. I mean, he was very. I have to give them credit that it was quite intimidating at times, and I was like, okay, nice visuals. But Vader has only. It seems like his brain cells were burned off on Mustafar. Vader has Kenobi dead rights. He has dragging him over the fire, and he lets a 2 miles per hour droid take Kenobi away when there's like the fire in front of him, when he could just walk around the fire. It's just completely ridiculous that this happened. Then we have Reva completely flicked in it and letting Kenobi escape. Vader's gonna just hazard her. Oh, I put a tracker on it. How the hell does she even do that? I don't know. Her plan doesn't make sense. Her plan didn't make sense at the beginning, and it sure as hell didn't make sense when she let them escape. They escaped. That's it. She is clumsy as hell. Oh, Vader doesn't confirm any of his kills on the show, except for those 2 people he choked and snapped the neck of the kid and dragged him through the streets. There's Leia being obnoxious. While I didn't find Leia as annoying as I thought I would have, she was still very obnoxious, very up in your face, and she became like Obi-Wan just had the flashbacks and only thought about Leia, whom she has known for like 3 days. He only thought of Luke like once. And it's like, what? They should have just done on the flashback scene, they should have just shown a whole bunch of moments from the Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, up until this moment. Like him seeing all the memories of the past, him patting in, all that. That would have been much better than what we got. Because what we got was completely idiotic. And Leia can do anything. Like, she is an Alderaanian princess, and we get that she is a badass with a weapon. We know that because on A New Hope she is shooting stormtroopers left and right. But she is not a badass when she's 10 freaking years old. She's just a kid. A little girl. It's only by 15, 16 BBY that she actually gets involved with the rebellion when she gives the Corvettes, Hammerhead Corvettes, to the rebels of Lothal. Then we have a bunch of extra characters who were just there. Like, there was the 5th brother, I don't remember his number. He is from Rebels as well. Just there. And the other alien chick who was just there, like that Inquisitor, she didn't do anything. Like the weird things, tails on her head. I don't know what alien she is, but she didn't do anything at all. the Kumali Nanjiani's or whatever his name is, he's not that funny. Like his comedy, I didn't like him that much in Eternals, and I don't remember which other film he appeared in, but just can't remember. What's funny is in Eternals, he's a Pakistani actor playing an Indian character, which is funny because as we all know, Pakistan and India just have a very complicated history, but just my little tidbit of history trivia. But yeah, him as the fake Jedi, I wasn't too sold on it. Just, I didn't like his comedy. Like, comedy has a place in Star Wars, but his comedy just doesn't kind of fit. At least for me. There's the Imperial lady, the mother of the Sand Snakes from Game of Thrones. I was like, where have I seen this lady before? And then I was like, the Sand Snakes. And she was alright, but she got out of the two stormtroopers who were escorting him by gently tapping one of them on the head. I don't know how that's... At least the Ewoks had bows and arrows. There's the Way guy, the one who's aiding the Jedi escape. It's like, okay. His character was like, me. I didn't care much for him at all. So this show felt like it had no clear direction, because one moment it wanted to be one thing and one moment it wanted to be another. You know, I would have preferred to stay all the 6 episodes on Tatooine and seeing how Ben Kenobi ages. Like literally every episode we see him getting older and older and older, until on the final episode we got him with the Sir Alec Guinness haircut and whole get up, and we cut to the scene where he fakes the Krayt Dragon scream, and that's it. At the end of the show, it just cuts. We have an extra to pretend he's Luke, and then he's like, hello there, and that's it. That's it. That would be the ending. Like, the show would have been Kenobi's life and progression as he's hiding. That's it. Nothing else. No Hayden Christensen. Well, maybe Hayden Christensen with flashbacks of the Clone Wars. That would have been great. But what we got, it had no direction whatsoever. It just went, okay, we're here on Tatooine first. Then we're gonna go to this random ass planet, and then to this random ass planet, and then to this random planet, and then finally we're gonna face off on Tatooine again. Tatooine's just around the corner. Don't worry. It doesn't matter that you're halfway across the galaxy on Jabim. So I don't even remember how close Jabim is to Tatooine on the galactic map. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. But man, this show really didn't. Also, shaky cam. A lot of shaky cam. Star Wars, I don't remember that much shaky cam on Star Wars. In fact, Star Wars is a samurai western in space. There's no need for shaky camera. The final Vader Kenobi fight, it should have been filmed like it was a Japanese duel. Like the samurai duel, just put the camera way back and just like, fact, just go like this. Just go, and that's it. Form 3, Form 5, just moving here, and here. A duel. Not the Super Saiyan fight that we got. Also, there were some nice cameos. At least I liked them, even though they amounted to nothing. There's, of course, Temuera Morrison as that veteran clone who was homeless, which was really sad. Like, I watched it and was like, damn! It's like, I did not expect to see Tem here. It's like, yeah, cool. Then we got to see Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor Palpatine on episode 6. And as well as Liam Neeson, which was nice to see. But, again, the show had no direction whatsoever, and this is where I have my notes. I literally was like, yeah, I'm just gonna write everything down just to cover every single bit, because on the last review I was just going off the top of my head because I was so like annoyed and just had to put my thoughts on it. So Vader versus Kenobi, the final film. I was very against them meeting again and fighting, and they fought like 2 times. First time Kenobi got his ass whooped, and the second time, well, Kenobi actually won. It was, again, I'm gonna say, from a action standpoint, it looked pretty cool. Some things. As a Star Wars fight, it falls a bit flat, especially because of what we see. It doesn't make sense to have them both fight, because their final fight was supposed to be on the Death Star. Circle is complete. Now I am the master and all that. The Vader monologue. That should have been left out. Like we saw, like let us see Vader. Let us see Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Just let us do it. Let us see it. But don't put them to fight. It doesn't make sense. It breaks the continuity. And also the intercuts between the fight, like I was watching the fight and I was like, okay. And then it cut to Reva and I'm like, oh, come on. And then cut back again. And then cut back to Reva. And I'm like, why are you doing this? I don't care about Reva. I don't care. She is bland, annoying. She's completely unnecessary as a character. And then they start going anime fight. Like, Kenobi just lifted a whole bunch of rocks and started shoving them at Vader. He sliced open his helmet. And we could see Hayden, and the voices changed between Anakin and Vader. And it was pretty darn cool. Like, you didn't kill Anakin. I did. And it was like, wow, that's nice. That's really nice. But sadly, this show sucks. Speaking of continuity, this show breaks it a lot. Like, this is the continuity of Star Wars. The timeline, like, from Phantom Menace to Mandalorian. Because we do not count the sequels. So this is the timeline. Normally they just blend it a bit and they just like, okay, I'm gonna do something, it changes a bit, okay, we're gonna retcon this and that. But Kenobi just takes the series and throws it on the floor. It doesn't have any respect whatsoever for the continuity, for the characters, for the continuity, for the universe. Deborah Chow, I think it was the director. She had some good things and some very bad things. The writers seem to have never watched Star Wars. Just, they had an idea, like, okay, we watched this, okay, perfect, let's make our own thing. It's like when you watch a trailer of a movie and you decide to make your series based off the trailer. You don't watch the series, you don't read anything about it, just watch the trailer and decide, you know, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make it better. And I'm going to put all my agendas into it. Also, Reva is still not dead because of course they're going to milk the cow dry. Or in this case, it's going to flop very bad because apparently Obi-Wan's getting some very bad reviews online. And I don't blame the bad reviews. In fact, it was to be expected. Like, I saw the first 2 episodes and I was like, okay, interesting. Still was annoyed that Kenobi didn't get, like, he wasn't using his powers. And he left the way of the Force, like, just because. And then Kenobi on the episode 3, and I'm like, what is going on here? Then episode 4, I'm like, what is this? Episode 5 is just like, and episode 6, I'm like, I don't give anything. I don't give a damn. So I think they're gonna try to do a series with Reva. I don't know, maybe 5 people will watch it. I don't care. She should have died on episode 5. No, in fact, she should have died on the Jedi Temple. That way we would have been spared of this show. Oh, and the best part is the Star Wars account attacking the fans. Call them a bunch of racists just because they don't like Reva. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't racist Star Wars fans out there. There are. Just a few. And probably out of that few, some of them are doing just for trolling. Others are a bunch of idiots and do it genuinely. But then again, they try to pin it like it's everyone. And then the YouTubers and then a bunch of the Twitter mob just licks the boots of the company when they did this. We're talking about the same company that shrunk thin to size and completely sidelined one of their major characters, one of the major characters of their sequel trilogy. They put him to the side and ignored him. They completely destroyed his character and bowed down before China. I mean, we're talking about Disney, who is the company who covered Black Panther for the China posters. The company that filmed a movie on a country which has frigging concentration camps. And they're like, oh, thank you for letting us film close to these people who are in cages. Thank you so much. We love you, though. We love some communist money. Which is kind of contradictory. Like, this communist regime is very into capitalism. But anyway, China's a whole contradiction. It's just, I'm surprised it hasn't even collapsed yet. And then the Star Wars account just used Pride Month to publish their awful bounty hunter series. I think it was. I didn't even check the email, but I saw some of the tweets they replied to fans attacking him, and I agree with a YouTuber. He said that he didn't interact with fans and attack them because when you get to a certain level, when you have certain amount of fans, there will be those who will attack others if you attack people. The zealots and the fanatics, they will attack others. And the fact that they were so blatant saying that, oh, having queer characters is not political. Oh yeah, then shows the Chinese and Arab version. Yeah, didn't think so. They tried to do this thing with Lightyear as well, put their politics on a child's movie, on a children's movie, kids movie. Kids don't want to see politics. They don't want to see propaganda. They just want to see cool spaceships go pew 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 pew. Star Wars is not a propaganda machine. Star Wars is a space fantasy. It's World War I and II in space. Maybe put some Vietnam era too. Yeah, it's not social political commentary. It's literally cool spaceships, cool Jedi Knights, and destroy the evil sorcerers. The evil empire. Just bring it down and bring peace and justice to the galaxy. Hurrah! Instead, Kathleen Kennedy and her bunch of goons just completely give the middle finger to the fans and try to insert their whole woke propaganda on everything. But the good thing is the reckoning is coming soon. Because Disney's taking a massive hit. Their stock value is just... Lightyear flopped. People were unsubscribing from Disney Plus and weren't even watching the show Kenobi. And I feel so great. Vindication. It's finally here. The mouse has had the throne for a long time. It's time to do like the French and behead the king. In this case, Disney. And as a whole point, just take down the big three. Disney, Marvel, and DC. Fun fact, Marvel is owned by Disney, so we get a 2-for-1 deal. Just sell Marvel off because they're doing awful comics and awful shows. And I'm like, Kenobi is a bad show, and I watched Loki. I watched the Loki show, which had a finale that was a 30-minute conversation. I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who brought a bunch of racial things into the character we shouldn't even have. It shouldn't have been if a black man can be Captain America. It should have been if Sam Wilson was worthy of being Captain America. That's a whole different thing. WandaVision was so and so. It had some very good moments. It had some very bad moments. It's like, yeah, Hawkeye was fun miniseries, but it had its issues. What am I missing? Oh yeah, Moon Knight. Moon Knight was lacking. Moon Knight. As for the future of Star Wars, we have to worry a bit. You see, we have the Ahsoka show coming, as well as Bad Batch Season 2 and The Mandalorian Season 3. Now, these shows are supervised by Filoni, so I have more hopes for them, and I'm like, okay, I trust it more. I trust. Like Filoni and Favreau have my trust, but Boba Fett wasn't that good of a show, so it's like, I'm worried, but I'm hopeful that it will be good. There's also the Acolyte series. I think it's a Kathleen Kennedy project set on the High Republic era. I don't care. I don't give anything. I don't give a flying pickle about it. So, yeah. The future of Star Wars is uncertain. And I'm like, oh my god, there's so much Star Wars content coming. There's an anthology series, Clone Wars style. There is a Skeleton Crew. There's a whole bunch of things. There's even Taika Waititi's Star Wars. And I'm like, Jesus, this is too much. Like in 1 year we have like 4 Star Wars things, I think. We had, yeah, Kenobi now, Bad Batch Season 2 on summer, Mandalorian on December, and then Ahsoka maybe on late December maybe. It's just too much. And quantity over quality in terms of cinema, it's a dangerous choice. Something dangerous to do. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been my Kenobi series review. I'm disappointed. I don't want to do it. We need to remove Kathleen Kennedy from power. In fact, we need to remove Disney from the equation. Just take it out. Let it go bankrupt. Let's give space for new people to make their own stories that aren't virtue signaling to communities that don't even buy the products they're trying to appeal to. Let's make good stories again. Let's make characters again. Let's not make propaganda. This has been Adriel, and I will see you on our next video. Goodbye.